Can y'all hear me? Mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check. What is going on, everybody? What is going on? It is your boy Darian. We are live with another show, ladies and gentlemen. We are here. I'm sorry that I had to start this a bit late. My niece called me from college real quick, so my niece called me from college. So with that being said, that's why I was able to get on here a bit late, and I had to talk to her because she's away at college and stuff like that. But we are here today to talk about not really too much moves that went on with um with the Raiders. We officially signed John Brown. We officially signed Yannick Ngakoue. Um we can't even have a press conference right on YouTube. Why we can't have a press conference on YouTube? Like, what you mean? What you mean by that? What do you mean by that? The press conference. I heard the press conference was pretty dope from John Brown. From what I've heard, I heard the press conference was pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what y'all hearing, but I heard it was pretty dope. Hold up. Okay, cool. So I heard it was pretty dope. So I don't know. I don't know, man. How y'all feeling today? How y'all feeling on this Friday? There's not really too much news to come out when it comes to the Las Vegas Raiders. I can say this though. Uh, Eddie Pascal says shit and cut off the interview. Wow. I didn't even get a chance to watch the interview. I didn't get a chance to watch the interview at all. Raiders about to go live soon. Let them go live, man. I'm here. I'm here to do my show the way I do my show. I know I am an hour early into the show, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I don't care how it's pronounced. It's Yannick Ngakoue, in my opinion. Y'all are going to not keep. I butcher people's names. I don't care. We officially signed Solomon Thomas right now on Twitter. That is good as well. So I mean, I am going to open up the phone lines a little bit early today, but I did see it. It just came up on my Instagram that we officially signed Solomon Thomas. How do I feel about Geno Atkins? How do I feel about Geno Atkins? I think we don't need to get any more defensive linemen. I think we're set at defensive line. Brown looked like he was going to cry. He looked like he was happy, though. He looked like he said he took a pay cut from other teams to come play with the Raiders. That's the thing I did hear, according to a lot of people that came through. But make sure y'all come on in and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Y'all, Spotlight Raiders Talk is in the building. Tired, duck at work to pull up to the live show. Thank you, Curtis Williams. Really do appreciate that, bruh. Really do appreciate that. I really love the love and the support that I've been getting all week long. And I know a lot of people are live. I know Samoan Raider is live as well. I know a lot of people's over there at Samoan Raider. So I'm still going to do my show no matter how many people was in the chat. It doesn't matter. I'm still going to do this show. Less cat space. If you have more smarts you have to have. Yeah. Per Eddie Pascal on Twitter, Gruden gave John Brown a big hug on set. That's dope. I'm thinking we'll draft a right tackle, offensive line, and D tackle in the draft. That's what Dell Jr. says. You watching the press conference Spotlight? Honestly, I could. Y'all want me to put on the press conference? Because I could put on the press conference. I can do that on YouTube, and we can listen to it. If y'all want to listen to it, I can do that. Did you see Juju's deal? We could have totally picked him up. Yeah, but the Raiders probably didn't want. I think they got what they wanted in John Brown. I think they really didn't want to go for a big name wide receiver. Can I text to call in number? I think you should be able to text the call in number if I'm not mistaken. You should be able to text that we need to sign Fuller. Well, Kyle Fuller, depending on how much money he wants. I'm about to see when the Raiders are going live. Because if they go live, what I can do is that I can put the Bluetooth on and we can hear the audio and let it be said. Yeah, I see Samoan Raider is live. So shout out to my boy Samoan Raider. Tell him that I sent y'all over there. Oh, you sent the text. Let me check my other phone. Yeah, Fuller is visiting the Giants from what I've heard. He's definitely visiting the Giants. Yeah, the lines are not open yet. I think. Okay, 805 Raider. I see your text message. We definitely will talk about that. Because I can't keep up with the social media, man. I can't keep up with it. But Yes, we gotta listen. Okay, I'm just waiting for the Raiders. I don't see no. Let me go to the Raiders channel real quick and see what's happening here, on their channel, because I know they have a press conference coming up, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so they're live right now. So let me do that. Let me just put on the audio. Let me put this Bluetooth on, because they have something going on right now that we can actually listen to. Just give me a second. And put this Bluetooth on so we can listen. So we can listen to the press conference. All right. So I'm going to have to. All right. I'm waiting for it to get discovered. Just give me a second, y'all. I'm going to put the audio up. Just give me a second. What's good, Spotlight? I subscribed to you after watching Graphk Radio live stream last night. James Moore. What's up, James Moore? What's going on, brother? What's going on, my guy? Just give me a second. I'm trying to get the press conference up, because I think Solomon Thomas is on there as well. I don't know why it says accessory. I don't know what that means. I don't know what's going on with my Bluetooth right now. If not this phone, I'm gonna try to use my other phone. Give me a second, y'all. Hi, Raiders. Andy, what's up, brother? What's going on, y'all? What's up? I'm not putting the number up there yet, because I'm gonna try to go to the Raiders YouTube and go to the Raiders YouTube so we can watch it. So we can actually listen to it. Listen to the free agents. Yo, Darian, what's good, bro? RN4L, what's going on? What's up? What's up? Just give me a second while I get this Bluetooth working. I don't know what's going on with my Bluetooth for some reason. Let me stop it and try to rediscover. I'm having some issues with this right now. Okay, here we go. I'm trying to see if it pairs up. All right, there we go. And let me know if y'all can hear the audio. Let me know if y'all can hear the audio.
I mean, with myself more than I ever have, and I truly believe my career is just.
Let me know if y'all can hear the audio. Say yes or no in the chat.
As young as I've ever felt, even coming off an ACL injury, and I feel the most excited and hungry I've ever felt in my life. And so, I'm ready for this. It took 4 years to come full circle and learn all this and really become one with me. But it was worth it, and that's how life works. And I'm ready to go, and I'm ready to prove the greatness of Solomon Thomas and what's about to come.
Okay, thank you, Solomon.
Thank you guys so much.
All right, so Solomon Thomas just ended up finishing his press conference. Let's see what the rest is going on here. I know it's like 906 people in this chat for the Raiders, so we waiting for the next person to come up and talk. I missed the Solomon Thomas interview. I missed the John Brown interview. I missed that as well. And we're going to hear the rest of the prospects. Let's see who else they're going to bring up. And they might bring up Quentin Jefferson. They might bring up Nick Martin. So we got a lot of people that we can actually bring up in this situation. So make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We do got 45 people in the chat with only 27 likes. It's going to be a bunch of cliche. You think so, Florida boy? You think so? They think it's going to be a bunch of cliche? I don't know, man. I don't know at all. But thank y'all for tuning in, man. Thank y'all for tuning into the show. It's not really too many significant moves that we made so far in this free agency. That's why I had to start early. It's Friday. I got to go see my mother. I got to go see my family. I will be live 7 days a week doing these type of shows, because I see that y'all love these type of shows. I see that y'all love what I do with the call-ins and all that information. So yeah, that's really dope, man. So Canadian Raider says, how you feel about our free agency moves overall, big picture? I think we got what we got for the money that we had. I think we spent it accordingly. I think we spent it right. We didn't overpay for any big name player because the market is not really that good this year. The market is really not good this year as far as cap space. Like I told y'all, the NFL's salary cap space was 8% decrease. So a lot of players, a lot of teams didn't really have enough to spend. If you see like the Cleveland Browns and the New England Patriots and the Jacksonville Jaguars, they was the only 3 teams that I really saw made moves with big name contracts. So and the rest of the leagues put into the 1-year deal. You see Pittsburgh only paid Juju Smith-Schuster 1 year, $8 million, so you got to think about it. The market is not great for the NFL this year. The market's not great. The cap is not great. Yannick says some good things. I missed the Yannick one too. I'm sorry, y'all. The cap as a whole is still determining how teams spend their money. That's a fact. Duke Raider, do you think we'll still go get Sherman? Depending on what Sherman wants. Depending on if he's willing to bring down that, bring down that actual that price. What are the odds of us getting a cornerback in the draft? It's a lot. It's a big odd. We could get odds in the draft. Absolutely. We could definitely do it. We could definitely do it. So yeah, absolutely. Drake is going to be a huge impact. We'll do the 2-back set. He'll probably push Jacobs. Absolutely. Yannick sounded like he really wanted to be a Raider. From what I heard, that he was kind of upset last year that the Raiders didn't pull the trigger on him in a trade. But I understand why we did what we did and get him for a 2-year deal. I hope at least 2 of those D lineman signings can pan out. I think they will under a new system with Gus Bradley. It's not Paul Guttner, so we got a new regime. We got a new regime. I don't like the signing. I don't like signing Andy. Don't seem like the Raiders want to win. I don't think so. Simon Thomas sounded awesome. Can't wait. What's up, Darian? You good, fam? Navy vet? I'm definitely good, Navy vet. I'm definitely good. I'm just waiting for the next person to come up on this press conference because I think they ended the live, if I'm not mistaken. I think they ended the live. I'm not too sure. Let me double check this.
Hey, Yannick,
okay.
Vinny with the Las Vegas Review Journal. Welcome to Las Vegas.
Okay, so I am going to replay the press conference for the people that did not hear it. They did end the live, so I'm gonna replay it so I can listen to it to give my opinion. And then we're going to open up the lines after this press conference. I'm just going to replay it.
Vegas, and going back to last year, it always seemed like your name was connected with the Raiders. There seemed to be interest.
This is the Yannick Ngakoue interview, press conference.
Was the feeling mutual, and what was it about
What's up, Dave?
The Raiders this time around that kind of cinched the deal for you?
Yeah, for sure. This was a place that I always dreamed about being to work, but also, the Raiders organization, they definitely tried to reach out and grab me, early in the process, and unfortunately, it didn't go.
Can y'all hear me now? Can y'all hear me?
The Jacksonville Jaguars, and we played that last game in that Coliseum. And
can y'all hear me now?
You got guys like the tight end Waller, you got Jacobs, you got Carr, and you got the guy that was just a rookie, you know. So they have a great offense here, man, and they already put that together. Now it's time for the defensive side of the ball to help that offense side out a lot. You know what I mean? So.
Okay, I like the sound.
Jerry McDonald from the Bay Area News Group. Your rookie year coincided with the last year of Gus Bradley in Jacksonville, and I'm just as head coach, and I'm wondering what the appeal of Bradley was to come here.
Y'all can hear the audio, correct? Put your thumbs up or put yes if y'all can hear the audio as well.
Yeah, it was a no-brainer. Coach Gus was a guy that had input and drafted me back in 2016. He knows what I bring to this game. And I feel like that's a coach that knows how to utilize my skill set to make it super effective to help the team as best as possible. So with Gus being here, I know it's like another father figure for me. It's another guy that can help me out while I'm out here in a different coast. So it's a blessing.
I love what Yannick Ngakoue is saying right now.
Defensive lines, the good ones, are kind of a combination of individual talent, skill sets, and collectively they produce. When you look at what you're working with on this defensive line, what is it about it that you feel can create that kind of pass rush that Gus Bradley needs in this defense that you guys are running?
Yeah, it just goes back to what I said earlier. You got guys like Max. We just signed Quentin. We just signed Solomon, and those guys are guys that can rush when you put on the tape. Those are guys that play physical football, and with our mindsets together and just being able to bounce information and ideas off each other, it should be a lot of plays made this year coming up.
I cannot wait for this season, the way this defensive line is set up.
Yannick,
I cannot
speaking
wait.
About the signing of Quentin, you two definitely have history together playing at Maryland. How excited are you to be back on the defensive line with him?
Oh, it's a great thing. It's a beautiful thing. That's a guy that I got drafted with. We have the same birthday. We have the same goals as far as how we want to be remembered as men, as football players. So it's divine timing, man, having a guy like that to be able to rush with and play football with.
Y'all can hear Yannick Ngakoue, right? Y'all can hear the interview, right? The press conference.
How weird has it been for you? I think that was your fourth team in 8 months.
It's not too weird. You know what I mean? My love for the game is still there. It's guys that, have bounced around teams before, not from a production standpoint, but just off, fits and things like that. It's just part of the game, you can go down a line of list of players that have played on multiple teams and have great careers, like Terrell Owens, the Deion Sanders, the Kevin Greens, may you rest in peace, guys like that. So it's not about the how many times you bounced around. It's about what you do, where you at.
I love it. I love the answers. I love the answers.
You're still young yourself and early in your career, but you're one of the older guys kind of on this young defensive line. How do you expect yourself to kind of become a leader this year? Obviously, you haven't gotten into all practice and games yet. How do you expect yourself to become a leader this season?
Just doing what I do as a man. What I've been doing since I got into this league, setting an example in practice. That's where it starts at. It starts in practice. Yes. It doesn't start on Sundays. And the way you go about your work, the way you treat your teammates, the way you take in the coaching, that's how I can help contribute to this team becoming even better. Those are the major things. And guys will see surely enough that I'm a work hard guy. I love to practice hard. And when you do those things, it can translate into the game.
I'm loving
this. Josh Dubow from AP. You and Richie obviously had a couple issues a few years ago. So was that all put to rest at the Pro Bowl that year? And have you guys talked at all?
For sure. That's been put to rest since the Pro Bowl. It's part of the game, man. We all talk trash and stuff like that. And sometimes we go overboard with things. But, it's all about forgiving, man. I feel like that's what's wrong with the world nowadays, man. We look at problems that occur and we stick with that stigma, and we don't know how to forgive. And I'm a forgiving dude, and I'm a guy I don't really care, man. I'm ready to play for Richie. I'm the type of guy when we're playing, if somebody is in Richie's face or anything like that, I'm backing him up 100%. So all that's out the window.
Hey, Yannick, it's Chris Matthews with the CBS affiliate here in Las Vegas. I was kind of curious your notions of the Raiders prior to signing, and now when you hear of Raider Nation and just that silver and black and that commitment, what do you kind of tell the fans? What's a message that you would have for them, and just your thoughts on the Raider organization itself and that silver and black tradition?
Just a good
My
question.
thoughts on the silver and black tradition is it's nothing but prestige, just greatness. You look at that Hall of Fame wall of just from being inside this building, you see all the greats, all the people that shed their blood, sweat, and tears on the field, to help build this organization to be where it is. And just to tell the fans, you're getting a guy that's going to bring it 100% every single play, that's going to represent this Raider Nation well.
Right.
And I'm here to win. I'm here to help bring a Super Bowl here.
Let's go.
Yeah, Yannick, besides the
go.
sacks,
I'm loving this.
You got a lot of forced fumbles, and I haven't seen a breakdown of all of them. Are most of them pass rush, or do you strip on running plays too, or what's kind of your philosophy on getting the ball out?
My philosophy is, when you get past the tackle, what's the thing that can make you the best, and that's getting the ball out. Getting the ball out gives your offense a chance to score points if you can recover the ball back. If you sack the quarterback, that's all cool, but you still give that offense another opportunity to be able to go down for another play, depending upon what down and distance it is. If it was a first down, you got a sack, they still have a chance, to recuperate for 2 more downs. But when you strip the football and you recover it back, you give your offense another opportunity. And also you save the energy of the other 10 guys you're playing with on the field, because they can get off the field now and drink Gatorade.
Yannick, was it frustrating or disappointing for you at all to hit free agency in this reduced cap year and the way things worked out for you?
I feel like God does everything for a reason, and he wouldn't bring you too far just to drop you off. So we got to trust a man above with those things. And I'm just excited, man. The money is going to come. All those things come when you do what you're supposed to do and be true to yourself at the end of the day.
Oh my God. He aced this. He aced
Yannick,
this press conference. He aced it
on defense, but there's a lot of talent there. And obviously you're not the oldest guy in the league, but how much did they talk to you about coming in and being a leader and what you can offer in the locker room and off the field?
Yeah, absolutely. Coach Gruden, we've got together and we talked about that a lot, about just being a great presence in this building, leading by example. And it goes back to like what I said. It starts in practice. The way you practice is the way guys perceive you, because that's the way how you go about your work, not just in practice, how you are in
that
meetings,
all year,
how
Yannick.
are you taking notes?
All last year I was saying that.
Those are things that people look at, how locked in you are from the time you get inside the building to the time you leave the building. And that's what I'm going to bring. I'm going to bring that, that hard working, chip on my shoulder kind of mentality.
Hey there, this is Cassie with the Las Vegas Review-Journal. As someone who is going to be saying your name quite frequently, can you please just give us all the proper pronunciation of your name?
Yes, it's Yannick Ngakoue. But if you ever want to interview me for anybody that's here, you can just call me Jan for short. It's more simple.
Oh, Jan. Okay, Jan.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, Yannick, quick question for you. Since entering the NFL, you've been wearing number 91. Kendall Vickers has that number. Just wondering if you're going to try to get that number from him.
I got it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm wearing number 91 until I retire.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Appreciate y'all.
All right, y'all. So let me make my quick reaction to this Yannick Ngakoue type of. He aced this for me. He aced this for me with flying colors. He said all the right things to come in and have a leader and be a presence in the locker room. I think we found the leader that we need for this defense, not just for the defensive line, but just for this defense in general. I think he's our Mac replacement. I do agree with that, Jonathan, but I love this right now. I love this. We got 62 people in the chat. Make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We really do appreciate it, y'all. We really do appreciate it. But at the end of the day, man, that was an A+ interview. You could not ask Yannick Ngakoue for any other answer. He didn't beat around the bush. He let it be the hell known that you gotta put on that silver and black, and you gotta be legendary when you come into this building. You gotta, man. I love everything about his press conference. I did. He didn't beat around the bush. He said people's going to take accountability. I'm loving it. I'm loving the leadership that he's going to bring to this defense. I'm loving it 100%. I'm loving it every single thing that he said here. So let me fast forward to the next person. I think it's John Brown. If I'm not mistaken, I think John Brown is the next one. Because I know they have like a little big gap in between. So I'm fast forwarding it as we see right now. All right, so they still take it forever for this one. I'm waiting for the John Brown one to come up next. Or did I miss it? Because I'm already in the 30s. Okay, so we on officially the Solomon Thomas. Let me go back a little bit. So we about to listen to Solomon Thomas. I was not able to listen to Solomon Thomas as well, but we're going to listen to that and see what he has to say in his press conference. Well, his presser, as y'all say. Solomon Thomas don't look 25 years old. That man look older than 25. He looks older than 25, man. I can say that.
Hey, Solomon, it's Deshaun Ridley. He's a guy that's shown the ability to play inside and outside throughout his career.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he can't hear him.
It's a real choppy. So.
Real choppy?
Yeah.
Maybe the next question.
Hey, Jonathan, Vinny Monsignor with the Las Vegas Review Journal. Welcome to Las Vegas. Obviously, you know a lot about the Raiders playing up in Stanford in the Bay Area. Was this a team that was on your radar? And what kind of a role do you figure to have here in Las Vegas?
Definitely. The Raiders were, a team that were on my radar. They have a great history and tradition there. Being from the Bay, definitely seen that growing up and, just around the league. But last season, I tore my ACL, so I was at home watching a lot of football. So I spent a lot of time, watching the Raiders. I've known the history of Coach Marinelli as well and seen the way he plays guys. And I was, hoping, I might get a chance to, negotiate with them. That all ended up working out. And, I was blessed to, just sign with the Las Vegas Raiders, and I'm so happy about it. But playing that 3-tech is what we see me doing, and I'm super excited for it. I believe that's a perfect spot for me, and I believe I can really excel and help the team here.
I can see that 3 technique. I could definitely see
Solomon,
that.
it's Josh
3 technique for Solomon Thomas.
Talking about the 3-tech, what you obviously moved around a little bit in San Francisco. Why is the 3-tech suited to you? Why do you think that's going to be the best spot for you?
The 3-tech is where I made my bread and butter in college. That's where I feel the most efficient. I feel like I can be extremely explosive. I'm quick. I'm really strong with my size, and I'm just ready to go there. I'm ready to wreak havoc. I'm ready to get after it. And I love
it. You say you're ready to wreak havoc. I love that.
The defensive line. This great team, and a team filled with great history and tradition.
Hey, this is Vic from The Athletic. What did Gus Bradley tell you that got you excited? How do you think you fit in with Gus and this defense?
So going through the draft process, back in 2017, I met Gus a few times, and then, him and Robert Saleh are very close. And so, we kind of had a pre-existing relationship. So, when I got on the phone with him, it was pretty normal and just talked about the defense. I know how great of a coach he is. I know his philosophy, and, I'm just really excited to play for him. He's a guy his players love, and, I'm really lucky to be playing for him.
That is awesome. That is
Solomon,
awesome.
this is Hondo Carpenter. Obviously, they're fine. Their medical people checked you out. I'm just curious, where are you at percentage-wise to where you were before the injury?
So I'm 5 months post-op right now, and I'm feeling great. Feel normal walking. No restrictions lifting. I'm doing all the lifting, single leg, double leg. So I'm feeling good. Started running. A lot of sprint mechanics, running motions. Working into lateral work. So I'm pretty ahead of schedule. I'm, around month 5, close to month 6, but I'm excited to, continue to finish that rehab just so I can be 100%. But, I'll know I'll be ready to go and 100% before camp.
Okay, I had to pause that real quick. Because Solomon Thomas said that he does lifting with no restrictions after this ACL tear that he had last year. Now, that's a good sign. that is a good sign that he's already ahead of schedule, already 6 months in after his injury. He has no restrictions walking. He has no restrictions in the weight room, one leg, double leg. I love that. That's definitely was a great addition. A lot of people thought because he got injured, we don't know if he's going to bring, but we already know that he's ahead of schedule. So that's a good thing to see Solomon Thomas state that as well.
Yeah, Solomon, Jerry McDonald from the Bay Area News Group. Curious, you said you watched a lot of Raiders football last year, and that kind of got you excited a little bit. I'm curious, they didn't play very
What's good, Neil? What's good, Irish Vlogs?
So what did you see that encourages you?
I saw the way their defensive line played. I saw the young talent. I can see the way Coach Marinelli coaches these guys. They get off the rock, they play hard. And also watch Coach Marinelli when he was with the Cowboys too, and I watched the way his D-line plays there too. And just transfers over. So I'm extremely excited to play along this D-line and play with Coach Marinelli and these talented players.
Solomon, you were part of a great rotation in San Francisco, defensive line, and that's so important in today's football. Do you see some of the similar ingredients with Yannick now here and Quentin coming here, yourself, Cleve Farrell, Max Crosby? Do you see some similarities there?
Definitely. I don't know how to compare, but I can definitely see the talents there. I see the tenacity, the efforts there. The guys who want to be here are there, and guys who can make it happen are there. So this D line has the potential is the sky. So I'm excited to play with them. We have a lot of talent, a lot of guys who are hungry and want to play, and it's going to be a fun year.
Solomon, obviously it's a one-year deal, but for a guy like you coming off an injury with next year with the new money coming into the salary cap, really it was almost a blessing for you signing a one-year deal, is it not? Because 1 year to prove yourself, and then bam, the salary cap goes up.
Definitely. Yes, sir. It's perfect timing for myself, and I feel very lucky. And, the 1 year deal worked out great.
What's going on, Keith? What's up, bro?
Happy, I landed here. It's the perfect spot for me. And, hopefully we can keep it going.
Yeah, Solomon, obviously you come in had sort of the burden of being the third overall pick. And I wonder how you've carried that. The 6 sacks, that's not necessarily your job as to sack the quarterback all the time, but when you're the third pick, people expect a lot of things. And how have you kind of carried that burden?
Definitely. It's definitely something that, I've had to transition through and work through in my journey. Especially the first couple of years, I struggled with that. But I wouldn't really change anything that's happened in the past 4 years. Didn't go how I wanted to, but I've learned about myself. I've grown. I've matured. I've become into the complete person I am today. I've come into the complete player I am today. I believe in myself more than I ever have, and I truly believe my career is just now starting. I've played 4 years in the league, but I really feel as young as I've ever felt, even coming off an ACL injury, and I feel the most excited and hungry I've ever felt in my life. And so, I'm ready for this. It took 4 years to come full circle and learn all this and really become one with me. But, it was worth it. And that's how life works. And, I'm ready to go, and I'm ready to prove the greatness of Solomon Thomas and what's about to come.
Okay. Thank you, Solomon.
Thank you guys so much.
All right. So that was the Solomon Thomas. And hey, Darian, what city that you in? I am in Philadelphia. Pennsylvania, and it's 3:51 Eastern Standard Time in here. I love everything that Solomon Thomas had to say. He said that he's hungry. He's eager to get back there. Even though that he did play 4 years in the league, he still felt like he's his best self. He was highly of himself. He was confident in himself. And I feel like that had to do with Gus Bradley coming in. And, I think that's what made an impact for a lot of players to come in. Like, Yannick Ngakoue, Quentin Jefferson, Solomon Thomas. They restructured Carl Nassib. They restructured him. Sean Johnson, I'm sorry, but I don't think we're going to get Eric Reed. Is a lot with him. Is a lot with Eric Reed at this moment. That's off the field issues that I think we not going to get him for. But the Raiders is not going to get every available free agent out there, and people failed to realize that. Everybody's not going to get. Everybody's not going to get. We're not going to get all the free agents. We're not. We're not going to get all the free agents at all. So, in my opinion, I feel like this. These two guys is going to wreak havoc this year, especially if Solomon Thomas can stay healthy. He's going to wreak havoc. Let it be known. Let the AFC West be on notice. Once we get this offensive line together, be on notice for this defensive front. AFC West, be on notice. I'm saying it right now. I love what these guys said in their press conference. Yannick is going to come in and be a leader, and Simon Thomas is going to follow up. I'm loving everything that they said in this press conference. I'm loving, especially Yannick Ngakoue. We got mad money, man. We got mad money on them. We got 71 people in the chat. 50 people hit the like. Make sure y'all bring it up and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. In a few minutes, I'm gonna open up the phone lines at 4 o'clock. I'm gonna open up the phone lines within the next 6 minutes. Is it time to be buyers, offensive line, help in depth? Yes, Jason Marshall. Yes. Yes. Rookie contracts automatically taken out. Yes, they are. I have no truth in that. Give him, well, he's officially signed to the Raiders, Keith. Until things absolutely change, I'm skeptical. Only reason why I'm not skeptical, Brian Rodriguez, thank you for the $2 super chat. We really do appreciate that, bro. But the reason why I'm not skeptical is because we have not heard any of this from any of our defensive linemen last year. We haven't heard a lick from Cleveland Farrell. We haven't heard nothing from Max Crosby. We haven't heard nothing from Mo Hurst. We have not heard this type of motivation, this type of grind from players like them that's already been here. They've been very on the quiet side. Have or they have not. Think about it. Have or they have not. I'm getting hot with these headphones on. Don't need them as of right now, but we have not heard this type of motivation. We have not heard this type of play that people wants to get to. You have not heard it. So if I don't know why you're skeptical of me. That's your opinion. You can be mad, or you can be all you want, but I'm sorry. I'm all in. I'm all in on Yannick Ngakoue. I think Gus Bradley is going to come in and help these guys. Simon Thomas is going to be 100%. I have no issues with it at all. No issues with it. I think they're going to come in and show these defensive linemen, like, listen, I'm coming here to ball and take your spot. You got to come in here and take my spot. Seriously. That's what I'm getting from it. Let me take the slow-mo off because we don't have a lot of people in the chat. We got like 75 people in this chat, which is not too many. So let me slow down. Let me speed it up for y'all a little bit. Because they said that the slow-mo was killing them. So let me change it. Change it back to 60 seconds for y'all. All right, I changed that back to 60 seconds for y'all. I'm not sure Cleveland Farrell can talk. That's what I'm saying. A lot of these defensive players don't know they really can speak up like these two. That's what I'm saying. So that's another story for another time. Simon Thomas went to the Super Bowl and Yannick went to the AFC Championship game. That experience matters. That experience definitely matters. Raider Nation 34, Leonard Sr., what's going on, man? The 3 technique will require explosive DT. Yannick gets in a one-on-one against the tackle. Yes. Facts. And Simon Thomas said that he plays his best at the 3 technique. So Gus Bradley, take that into consideration. Don't be like Paul Guttner and try to put people where they need to be put. Put them where they need to, how can I say it? Put them where they need to excel. Like the whole LaMarcus Jordan situation. Don't put them in a place where they're going to be uncomfortable and they're not going to succeed. Set them up for success. You don't set players up to fail. You don't. You don't set players up to fail. Absolutely not. You don't do it. You don't do it at all. And bring in Sherman. He's a Super Bowl champ. Yes, you got to bring in the experience. There's nothing wrong with that. To bring in the experience. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm tired of hearing about the Deshaun Watson crap about this whole lawsuit thing. But yeah, man, we about to open up the phone lines and have y'all call up and see what y'all reaction to. I'm wondering why we didn't go after Patrick Peterson, because he's up there in age. He's up there in age. I feel like it's still a lot of safeties out there. I think we're trying to go after Anthony Harris. I have not heard anything yet about Anthony Harris. I haven't heard that he's going to the Jets. I have not heard no issues on that. What's up with Arden Key? He's mightily invisible. No pun intended. Arden Key, I'm tired of him trying to develop. He has his good days. He has his bad days, but he's not consistent enough for me. Max Crosby with the bussin' boy straight raw and whoa, pause, Jason, pause, my guy, pause, pause, my guy. We got 80 people in the chat with 61 likes. 80 people in the chat with 61 likes. Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, man. If y'all this your first time here, because we about to open up the phone lines less in a minute for y'all to respond. Like I said, I'm not going to be on here too long. I got things to do I got things to do today, so I'm not going to be on here for 3 hours. I'm giving y'all to 5:15. 5:15 is the latest. From 3:15 to 5:15, I had to come on early because I got stuff to do. Mad Max is interviewing with Raider hater Coward the Coward. Oh wow, who's the Raider? Oh yeah, Colin Coward. Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of Colin. I'm not a big fan of Colin. So let me get to the phone lines real quick. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So the phone lines are about to open up for y'all, ladies and gentlemen. So let me get to the show as we speak. And the lines are open, ladies and gentlemen. The lines are officially open. If you want to call up, make sure you call that number. And when you call that number, make sure you state your name and where you're from. I'm going to say my little thing, state your name and where you're from, because I want to hear y'all response to this situation. I want to hear y'all response to these press conferences. So if you want to call up and speak your piece, if you want to be on the phone and talk to me of the Spotlight Raiders Talk, call 212-614-2133. The lines are officially open, ladies and gentlemen. The lines are officially open, and we waiting for y'all to call up and say what y'all got to say. I'm waiting for it. I think we go tackle in the first round with Durasol or Slater. Hey, if we sign Harris, get Barmore at 17, Zach said it correctly. All right, so the lines are open, y'all. Y'all wanted to get here. The lines are open, and we was waiting for some people to, if y'all have any questions for me, call the phone. Y'all have any questions, call the phone, man. I'm willing to talk to y'all today. I am willing to talk to y'all today without a problem. Just gotta let me know when y'all ready, man. Let me know when y'all ready, because the lines are officially open, and I am waiting. I'm waiting. Ask me anything y'all want to ask. I'm down for it. I'm down for it, ladies and gentlemen. What's up? You need them to play their best by position, right? Yes. Akeem Hicks is going to Green Bay. Really? I didn't see that yet. I didn't see no information on that yet. I ain't see no information on that yet. As far as him going to Green Bay, I haven't heard nothing of it. We don't need Baltimore now that we got Jefferson and Thomas. That is true, but we can always go with depth. But he's a starter right now. He's definitely a starter right now. If I wasn't working, I would call. Hey, that's fine. That's fine. I'm only keeping the lines open till 5:00. I'm only keeping the lines open to 5:00. So if you want to call in, call in. If not, then I'm once 5. If I don't hear nothing by at least 4:30, then I'm going to end it early. But bring in those questions, man. Bring in them questions. What do you think about the 1-2 punch with Josh Jacobs and Drake? Love it. Love it. It takes so much pressure off of Josh Jacobs. It takes so much pressure off of him. I love it. I love every single bit of it. No, we should have traded Art and Key for a 3rd-round pick to the Bears for Hicks and sign Kyle Fuller. We don't have that kind of money to sign Kyle Fuller. Y'all have to understand, Raider Nation, we can't go after every free agent because every free agent's money is going to cost a lot. It's going to cost a lot. All right, so we have a caller coming in. You're calling on the Spotlight Raiders Talk with Darian. Who is this calling in? What's your name and where you from? I guess he didn't want to talk. Sorry. I guess he didn't want to talk. So we just waiting again, man. Yannick Presser was sick. He been wanting to be a Raider for a long time. I'm pumped of our new D-line. The secondary will benefit and will shine. Yes, it will. I think Fuller signed with the Dolphins. I haven't heard anything. I got Adam Scheffner, and I have oh, somebody's calling from Kansas City. This better not be a Chiefs fan. Thank you for calling the Spotlight Raiders Talk with Darian.
Our new D-line secondary will benefit and will shine. What's up? I think Fuller signed with the Dolphins. I haven't heard anything. I
hear myself in the, I hear somebody in the background. I hear myself.
What's up, Gary? How you doing, man?
What's going on, man?
Yeah, how you doing?
Can you turn your background down? I'm sorry.
What's up, Gary? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How are you, man?
Man, I'm doing fine. Look, here's the big deal, man. We look good on paper, but I need more action on that field, man. I need devastation on my defense.
Which I think you will, honestly. I think you will, mind you. I think you got to think about it too. Like, I mean, Paul Guttner wasn't a good defensive coordinator. I wanted him out from his first year as a Raiders defensive coordinator. I think Gus Bradley, when his players are healthy, if you look at the times when he was with the Chargers and Bosa and Ingram was healthy, they had some of the top defenses in the league. Gus Bradley is a proven defensive coach. I just feel like he's working with a lot of young players mixed in with some veterans. We're going to be fine. I think we're going to be better than what we were last year.
Well, man, this is what they said last year, but I know we didn't have the players that we need on defense. But I'm all in for this, man. I mean, only thing I need is for them not to talk, more action on the field. Devastation. That's what I believe in on defense.
Right. And I honestly, I knew our defense wasn't going to be shit last year. I knew that because Paul Guttner was a bad defensive coordinator the year before last and the year before last. I would like the years that he came in with John Gruden, he has not had a successful defense. So I knew
he should have gone a long time ago.
Exactly. I knew that going into this past season, I knew our defense was going to be our Achilles heel. I knew it going in. Yes, we made moves in free agency, like with the Malik Collins and Jeff Heath and stuff like that, and Corey Littleton and Nick Witkowski. But it's all about the coordinator and what type of scheme that they fit. And I think they're going to fit Gus Bradley's scheme now.
Let me ask you a question. I need you to be honest. I really think. I don't have nothing against Derek Carr, but I think Derek Carr, after you broke his leg, he lost a lot of confidence. And there was a lot of plays that I saw that he could run for the first down, but he preferred to stay in that pocket and be sacked.
But do you think it has? I mean, yes, I can agree with that in some instance. But I mean, yes, ever since he broke his leg and broke his back the following year, I mean, if I'm a quarterback and I'm sitting back there, I would be nervous too. If I broke my back the following year and I broke my leg, I'll be nervous too. Like, but at the same time, you got to think about it. He got that green sticker on his helmet. So what if John Gruden, just hear me out. I'm answering your question.
I got you.
Just hear me out. Just think about it. he's listening to what John Gruden is saying in that helmet. Maybe John Gruden is telling him not to run. Because, Derek Carr's that type of quarterback where he don't want to fuck up. He reminded me of Alex Smith at some point where he doesn't want to fuck up because if he fucks up, he might get pulled. And that's why I think it is. That's why I think it is. And
But sometimes, man, you just got to say, hey, I'm gonna throw this team on my back and just go for it. Because sometimes, man, if you look at some of these plays, when that pocket fold, there's nobody in front of them. And sometimes you just got to say, you know what, I just got to go for it, make a break.
Which I understand, but if you look at the most of this year, just think about it. Just think about this, right? A lot of the players didn't say much last year until Nelson Aguilar came out, and you see that he's gone. So I feel like Gruden has them to a point where they are afraid to speak up. And now I feel like now Gruden is one of those guys that he has that nonchalant attitude. If you speak up, you're going to get fined or you're going to get some type of repercussion for speaking up. And a lot of players, and then think about it is Carr took accountability for his actions when he did go wrong. But, every quarterback can't have a perfect game either. Because if you look at that NFC, look at the NFC Championship game where Aaron Rodgers had mad room to run for that touchdown. He didn't go for it. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Don't get me wrong. I understand that. But sometimes, man, because Raider Nation has been waiting for a championship, you just have to, make or break it,
We had an Aaron Rodgers that was a touchdown away from the Super Bowl and didn't run it in. But this is my thing, though. This is my thing with the Raider Nation. If he doesn't run, he's wrong. If he scores a touchdown, he's wrong. Whatever Derek Carr does, he's wrong. It never fell with the Raider Nation. No matter what he does, is wrong. This guy has been over 69% completion percentage, over 4,000 passing yards, and he has a touchdown and an interception ratio. This guy brought us to a top 10 offense last year, averaging 30 plus points a game with this offense. So most of the games that we lost is because of our defense. So we can't blame Carr.
Well,
that's just me. That's in my opinion.
Well, that's your opinion. Okay, that's cool. I definitely say you're not going to be wrong with some of them, some of your opinion. But I hope this coordinator have these defense allowable for what their actions are, because there's a lot of people want to throw it in, but I'm Raider Relation for life. Been since '63, since I was a baby, and I've been there when they won their championships, and I'll be there if they don't win a championship. But I'm just saying, enough talk, more devastation on that defense. So I hope these brothers do it.
Yeah, we got to think about it too now. Like, are we going to have a proper training camp? Because we didn't have a proper training camp last year either. I don't think our players really could compete because everything was through a Zoom call. You really couldn't see the performance in training camp against other players. So I feel like hopefully this year we'll have a proper training camp and we'll see what our players got, and hopefully a preseason to see what our players got.
Well, we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens, because this is this is almost like a second chance for Derek Carr, and I'm not putting everything on Derek Carr, but hopefully that the defense coordinator can do better before, the last defense coordinator. I just want to see, we was close to the playoffs, and, it just, people feel like they wasn't really, excited. They just like, okay, then we need 3 games. We had a chance to win on 3 games, and on 3 games, just like, these are scrubs, man, that we losing to. We better than that.
We are. We are. And I feel like Paul Gunther was the issue of us, being in those close games or losing those games. I think offensively, like I said, we averaged almost 30 plus points a game on offense. Like those games, like to the Dolphins and the Chargers, they could have been won through our defense if our defense was that good. Because we put up the points. We scored when it was needed. Derek Carr took us down the field in the fourth quarter and gave us that touchdown. And Mariota took us down the field and, Gruden made that bad call in overtime. But other than that, I just think the game management, hopefully it will be better. Hopefully Gus Bradley comes in with his scheme and he's bringing in players that fit his scheme, like a Solomon Thomas and a Yannick Ngakoue. And Yannick Ngakoue played with Gus Bradley, so he knows this scheme. He just got to get everybody else involved and help them get up to speed with the scheme.
Well, do you think if we don't make it to the playoffs or to Super Bowl, what's going to be the excuse?
What's going to be
next year?
Well, we will have to see during the regular season what would be the reason why we didn't make the playoffs. We got to see what this offensive line can do. We got to see what this defensive line can do. Everything is really up in the air, but I am confident. I am confident that we got the experience on the defensive side with Ngakoue, Solomon, and Quentin Jefferson. We brought Incognito back. We got Denzel Good back. So Colton Miller's still a veteran. We just got to see where once we fit all the pieces in. I think once the draft is over, we will have a feeling on where our team is at once the draft is over. So everything is just a question mark at this moment.
Well, I'm looking at that Alabama defense guy, number 69. I can think what his name is. Do you think we might get him?
Well, Christian Barmore?
Yeah.
It's a possibility, but I feel like we did enough in free agency at the defensive tackle position. If we do get a defensive tackle, it's going to be later in the rounds, because I feel like now, since we address the defensive tackle position and the edge rush in free agency, I think we're going to look more into that right tackle position, because we don't have a right tackle at this moment. We don't have a quality. I mean, Sam Young is there as of right now, but nobody believes in Sam Young at this moment. So I think we're going to go offensive. We're going to go with our needs right now, which is offensive line, free safety, corner. That's our three positions that right now that we need help at.
Well, do you think we need a veteran at the free safety?
Yes, I think we do need one, but the question is the salary cap. We having issues with Marcus Mariota in his contract. I mean, we did restructure Carl Nassib's contract, so it really depends on how much these safeties want. Because if you look at the free agent market right now is not that great. It's not that great for anybody. Mind you, Juju just took 1 year, $8 million. He touched the free agent market. He's one of the top receivers coming into free agency. A lot of safeties are not getting paid that high money. So if I am Anthony Harris or a Trey Boston or even a Richard Sherman could play corner that could be moved to safety, they're going to have to bring those price tags down, because the NFL salary cap decreased by 8% this year. So every team,
because they make no money.
Yeah, because every team is struggling. Every team is struggling. Yeah, we got according to people in the chat, they said we got 11 million now. That's still not enough for a safety. Safety is actually for more than 11 million. They're asking for that. So if we could clear up more cap space and get rid of that Marcus Mariota contract, we could clear up cap space to go get a safety or a corner right now.
Well, if they want a Super Bowl, then they should just go ahead and do that. If there's some good free safeties out there.
Yeah, it is. Mind you, it is. I think out of the safeties, the only real safety that really got paid so far in free agency was John Johnson. He was the only one that really got paid, that got a big contract, because the Browns had salary cap. The Browns had money. You see what we had to do to get money. We had to release almost our whole damn near offensive line and then some just to clear up cap space. And then we signed everybody back to a 1 year contract that was manageable.
Yeah, I hate that we lost our center though. That's wow.
But he was against the cap. Sometimes
yeah, I know.
sometimes we have to think of it like, yes, I love Rodney Hudson. I was a big fan of Rodney Hudson, but I keep thinking, like, as a fan, I gotta think about the business aspect of it. What was his contract was going to do for us, even in that offensive line? We was the third highest paid offensive line in the NFL. The third highest. I think the second or third highest. So we had to dismantle that offensive line to clear cap space and try to fix that offensive line back. You see, Richie Incognito came back for cheap. Denzel Good came back for cheap. Because they want to win. They want us to develop at other places and other positions on the team. Because Richie Incognito could have went anywhere else and got paid big money. So is Denzel Good, but they decided to take the easy money. They decided to take the less money. Like Ngakoue, 2 years, $26 million. That ain't nothing for the caliber player that he is. He could have went anywhere else and got paid big time. But he decided to come to the Raiders for a pay cut. John Brown said he got offers from other teams that was higher than what he got, but he took a pay cut to come here. You know?
I mean, I understand that. I just, to my part is, I mean, I understand that some of these guys, when they did their interview, they was doing a lot of talking. But my whole deal, that's what they mostly did last year, was a lot of talk. And I mean, there was no hype talk, but it was like,
it wasn't no talk last year.
It was mostly. Well, everybody was talking about how Mad Max was going to do and everything else, and I was like, I don't hear no woofing. I don't hear nothing. I just hear like, okay, we missed tackles, we missed sacking the quarterback, and it was just all excuses.
Well, if you look at Max Crosby's situation, he was double teamed and held all year long.
Yeah, I know that.
He was double teamed. All that. I mean, that's where we've had Yannick Ngakoue come in and be that pass rusher. And Yannick Ngakoue, I think, even though, mind you, it's a press conference for the new free agent sign. Yes, they're going to have to talk because interviewers are asking them questions. But at the same time, I don't think Yannick Ngakoue needs to prove anything. When he played with the Jacksonville Jaguars, top edge rusher. When he played in Baltimore, he was a cornerstone of that pass rush in their defense. He did enough to come here. He wanted to come here. He really didn't want to be in Baltimore. He said that. He wanted to come here last year, but the Raiders didn't pull the trigger.
Well, I don't know, man. It's just.
I'll just say, just look at the tape. Just look at the tape on Yannick.
I mean, I've been looking at the tape, and you don't know, what's going on because John Gruden. I mean, I don't know if he's a general or a dictator. Because to me, he haven't done nothing in the last. Well, how many years he been out of football?
Who, Yannick?
No, Gruden.
Gruden's been out of football for a long time, but like Gruden don't really focus on the defense. He let Gus Bradley. He gonna let Gus Bradley run that defense. Gruden's gonna focus on the offense. He's gonna focus on it because he's the play caller. That's why he brought in Keon Drake and John Brown and brought back Derek Carrier because he's gonna focus on that offense. But Gus Bradley is going for what he thinks fits the scheme. And Yannick played with Gus Bradley. Solomon Thomas has a relationship with Gus Bradley. And that is the difference between Gus Bradley and Paul Guttner. These players have a relationship and respect Gus Bradley. They didn't respect Paul Guttner.
Yeah, that's true too. So do you think we have a chance to knock them punk Chiefs off their pedestal?
I mean, they already get knocked off their pedestal. They lost in the Super Bowl. I mean, yeah, they're the AFC champions.
Well, I'm not talking about, but they still owe the AFC though. They still own the AFC. It doesn't matter.
They still own the AFC. Don't get me wrong. Yes, they did update their offensive line. That's cool. I mean, if we could beat them once, we could definitely beat them again. We almost beat them twice this past year. If it wasn't for Jonathan Abram getting out of position, thanks to Paul Guttner. You know what I'm saying? We didn't blow.
I don't want to hold you up. I mean, I just want them to be better. Like, you know, I want them to be better than what it was last year. Last year was like one of them days, like you could say, hey, it was good. It was like 50-50 good and 50-50 bad. Defense stunk. Then when we had a chance to win, then, you know, offense folded too. So both sides of the ball was like 50-50.
All right, man. We have some other callers calling in at this moment, man, but we thank you for calling in. We really do appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
All right, man. Call in anytime when we have these calling shows, man. That caller was interesting. That was an interesting call, ladies and gentlemen. That was an interesting call. I was just trying to get him to understand, man. Well, I was trying to get him to understand. All right, so we got a new caller coming in. Thank you for calling Spotlight Raiders Talk with Darian. Who is this calling and where you from?
Florida boy. I'm from Florida.
What's going on, Florida boy? What's going on, my guy? What's up with you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm great, man. I'm great on this Friday. That's why I was able to do this show early so I could get, I got, errands to run after this. So, yeah, man, I'm pretty good.
Fucking errands, stupid bitch. I don't give a fuck about your fucking errands. You stupid ass nigger. Shut the fuck up, bitch. You stupid ass.
Here we go with the racism stuff. Here we go. Where's this guy? I don't know. I don't know who this guy is, but it is what it is. Here we go with this crap again. Why Florida boy is he in the chat? Is the same Florida boy in the chat? Thank you for calling the Spotlight Raiders Talk. This is Darian. Who is this and where you calling from?
My name is Leon Johnson, calling from Compton, California.
What's going on, Leon? What's up, man?
What's going on, bro? I'll be on all the shows. I know y'all be seeing me down there, but my whole thing is the draft pick, bro. Like every year we missing out. We could have had that linebacker that Tampa had. What's the problem? We don't know who we picking. Everybody that we pick end up not being good, and then the person that we skip over, Calvin Johnson, every year.
Well, I can't say every draft pick that we get that it ends up not being good. I can't really say that.
Besides Carr, Mack,
I mean,
Jackson.
Josh Jacobs was a good one. Hunter Renfrow was a good one. So I mean, even though that Waller wasn't drafted to us, but we got him off the street, damn near.
We're not grabbing no stars. I'm like,
yes,
everybody that's going on another team is just balling out.
Bro, Josh Jacobs is a star. He's a Pro Bowler.
What happened last year?
He made the Pro Bowl this past year.
He ain't look the same. You can't tell me with your two eyes you looking at the first year and last year. He did not look the same.
He did not look the same health wise, and offensive line was depleted. You got to look at it. Incognito was out most of the year. Trent Brown didn't know what the hell he wanted to do to play for us or not. I mean, Gabe Jackson missed a few games. So, I mean, even though that he had a little bit of a sophomore slump, he still made the Pro Bowl. I just think that Trayvon Mullen is a number one corner. I think that was a great pickup in the draft. I just think it was the scheme. It was Paul Guntner. I think we got the talent. We had the wrong coordinator.
Speaking of wrong coordinator on offense, predictable. Everything that we do. We know they're going to throw it. We know everybody knows, that we're going to throw it to Waller or we're going to run the ball. That's all that we do. And then my whole thing is that do you think they throw it to Waller too much? I mean, I know he's getting his numbers and everything, but is it becoming too predictable? Like, okay, they have one show, two show pony.
I feel like when it comes to John Gruden, yeah, Waller gets his targets, and that's what makes him a top three tight end in his league. They give him the same amount of touches as Travis Kelce. They give him the same amount of touches as George Kittle. So I feel like Why not? He's a mismatch for a lot of linebackers and corners. He's a mismatch. He's a one-on-one mismatch. But I feel like now
when we play New England, shut him down. Like,
yeah, I mean, you're gonna have those days.
They're gonna double team that man.
You're gonna have those days. You're gonna have those days as a tight end or as a wide receiver. We seen it in the Super Bowl where Travis Kelce was a non-factor in that Super Bowl loss.
But they use them as a decoy sometimes.
Yeah, but if you see it though, you gotta think of it as far as he was a decoy, but how many targets did he have? Not many. And the thing about it, I have with Darren Waller, he's going to be our number one, but we have so many other weapons that we could definitely spread the ball now, and we don't have to focus on giving it to Nelly. Yeah, we young at the wide receiver position with Ruggs and Edwards, but I think, me personally, with John Gruden, he needs to hire a young offensive coordinator.
That's what I'm talking about.
He needs to hire a young offensive coordinator. He needs to take the calling reins away from him and let a young offensive coordinator be innovative.
Like the car won't. I mean, not no pun intended. You say the car won't start, but it ain't cars. The calls that we call in the red zone, like you see the Chiefs, they got one dude running behind the left side, another dude coming back the other way. Other teams doing it, but we just either play action or we throw it to the tight end or whatever. Like, I know we got to fix the defense, but the defense, even if that gets fixed, we got to do better in that red zone. So during the draft, like you said, we need to get a tackle. We might need to get another line. Maybe like in the 4th or 5th.
Well, I mean, you just never know what's going to happen this year. I mean, even with John Gruden, funny thing is, like I said on the last call, even if John Gruden was predictable, we were still a top 10 offense with him being predictable. So if the defense can't stop it, then what? So that was pretty interesting to me, even though we was a top 10 offense and we was very predictable. But I do feel your pain. I do feel your pain as a Raiders fan. I do, 100%.
You can hear the opposing players say they know what plays we would go around. It's not that I'm just saying it.
Right. But the thing about it is, if you knew what we're going to run and we're still with a top 10 offense that average 30 plus points a game, that means they didn't do their job. If you knew that,
yeah, we left a lot of games. I mean, a lot of games on the field that we should have won. That last Chiefs game, that Miami game, we barely beat Carolina the first time, and they tried.
But do you?
I know we on our way.
Do you think, if you look at all those games that you named, we scored more than 30 points? So who really lost them games for us?
The defense lost most of them games, but again, my only issue, and I love Carr, my quarterback, but he got to stop fumbling the ball. And that's one game, was it like 3 times he fumbled the ball?
Which is true, but every quarterback ain't perfect, man. Every quarterback ain't perfect.
No, I'm not saying that. But that can help us out. I mean, the defense, if they give you the ball or you giving the ball back to the other team 3 or 4 times in one game, like that the defense can't even swim with that.
I got a question for you, right? So I know that game that he fumbled in New England, that was a sack. He didn't have no he didn't have no blocking. He had 3 people on him when he got sacked almost in the red zone against New England. Is that
But
Carr?
what about the game when he's flying in the end zone with one hand? I know Green Bay. Green Bay game, we was.
I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get
all
to
of
that.
a sudden, I was at my boy's house.
I hate the rule. I hate the rule. I hate the rule. I think NFL should change that rule, because if it hits the pylon and it goes out of bounds, that still should be considered a touchdown. I hate the rule.
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't be called a touchback if you lose the ball and it already hit the pylon. That means the ball already crossed the pylon. So as far as that goes, the NFL needs to change that rule. In my opinion.
They're not gonna do it for us, I'll tell you that.
Oh, of course, they're not gonna do it for us. Look what happened in the Dallas Cowboys
And that's
game.
my next question. Like, you think there's a real bias against us?
Yes.
Like, I'll be watching all these shows. Like, no matter if we win, they be like, oh, the other team, they was trash. They didn't play their A game. And then if we lose, oh, it's the same old Raiders. Or like you said earlier with the free agency signings, no matter what we do, we get thrashed on TV. They don't even want to show our games. Shit. Like
I'm surprised.
Davis ain't even here no more, and they still bashing us.
I was surprised that we had a lot of primetime games last year. I was surprised.
They got to show that stadium where they thought they was going to show up. That's what it was.
Even with like I was saying before, even with the index card, bro, that was ridiculous. It's still the index card, the tuck rule. We can't get nothing to go our way when it comes to the Raiders, but we have to play through it. We got to play through it.
We got to do better. Draft, we had to see picking players. We just got to get it together. We do need a young offensive mind calling plays, because that will make a big difference for a lot of those players that we have, bro. You think Edwards going to step up?
Yes. I think Edwards comes in 100% healthy. Remember, when we drafted him, he had that foot surgery from when he was at South Carolina. And then he twisted his ankle with the same foot that he broke. It took him off the field for a while. I think he comes back 100% healthy, and I think he has a breakout year.
And now my other question right now is about the linebacker. So we re-signed Morrow. He played pretty good last year, but you're saying Gunther was the problem. But what happened with I don't know, Kwiatkowski or whatever that's his name got hurt. Littleton too, but Littleton he seemed kind of lost out there. You think that the new coordinator would change all of that with all three of the linebackers and make all of them better?
Yes, I think Corey Littleton played out of position. Nick Wachowski is coming off of an injury. You know, he did have that shoulder injury / concussion. And then Nicholas Morrow coming back. You know, he played well last year, but he didn't feel I feel like none of those players felt confident in the scheme that was being called. It just didn't feel right. Even with you couldn't give Rob Molinari a chance to try to fix this defense within 8 days. You know, so he had to put something together. But right now, Gus Bradley's going to have an off season. Mind you, we hopefully we'll have a training camp. Hopefully we'll have preseason games. We'll see what we got if we get those. So we was going off a COVID year where the COVID year was really hurting us. It hurt a lot of teams, but it hurt us the most because of the COVID and the quarantining, and people can't play because of the protocol and stuff like that. So hopefully a lot of it will be uplifted this month. Uplifted this year to where we can have a training camp and preseason games. Because I think it really hurt the Raiders a lot last year. It really did.
Do you think Trent Brown, with all that COVID stuff that happened with him last year, you think he did it on purpose?
With the IV part, no. I think that what really
I'm talking about like being, I guess, close contact person, and then we have to have people out and all that other stuff, just to throw the team off.
Well, now since we have a vaccine, it's going to be a little different. But I feel like Trent Brown didn't want to be here from the start. I think he didn't want to be here from the start. Absolutely not. Because even when he had the little baby calf injury, he complained about that shit before the COVID. So I didn't think he wanted to be here. Absolutely not. I didn't think he wanted to be here. He took the money and ran. And that's why we traded his ass back to the Patriots.
And we're paying a lot of people that came and got money and left. That's one thing we have done.
And that's why I think we went the way we went in free agency this year. We gave those people those 1-year deals to a point where we're going to see what the salary cap looks like for the NFL next year. If it's higher than it was this year, then those players get paid and come back. But right now, everybody got to be on a 1-year deal because of the NFL salary cap. It's terrible. You can't do nothing in this market right now if you're an NFL team. If you're not the Patriots, you're not the Browns or the Jaguars, you can't do shit.
Right. Yeah, the Dolphins got 12 picks or something.
Yeah, the Patriots, they had the number one outside of them and the Jags. They was top five, the number one most cap space in the NFL.
What about the draft picks? I know Miami had 10, 12 picks.
Yeah, they got a lot of draft picks. But you see how they did that, though. They shipped everybody out. They shipped everybody out to get those draft picks. It built to what they got now. They went 10-6 last year without a playoff berth. That's crazy. The Raiders
So
can
what
do
direction do you think we headed in?
I think we're headed into I think the direction that we're headed into, the focus is on the defense and add more depth to the offense. That's the direction we're going into. But like I said before, John Gruden has to hire him an offensive coordinator. Have to. If he doesn't do it this year, then it's going to be. Hold up. I just got some news. Okay, so Desmond Trufant signs a 1-year deal with the Bears, whatever. I mean, he could have came to the Raiders too, but I wasn't a big fan of Desmond Trufant. I wasn't a big fan of him coming to the Raiders. But
he was at Seattle?
No, Desmond Trufant was he used to be with the Lions.
Lions. Oh, okay.
He used to be with the Lions.
I don't want nobody from that.
Yeah, only person I probably would want earlier in the free agency, if he had the money, it's just Galladay. I wouldn't want nobody else. Just give me Galladay.
Man, I'm mad that everybody right when I see all the videos y'all posting, you Doc, everybody got tagged. All the players y'all was talking about, well, except Yannick, but everybody got tagged.
Yeah,
all
everybody got
the linebackers,
the 1-year deals, man. This is a terrible year for the NFL salary cap. It's a terrible year.
What do you think with Williams saying he wanted to play for the Raiders, we his favorite team, the reason why they tagged him so he couldn't come over?
Who's that
they
again?
Gonna try to keep him. Leonard Williams.
Leonard Williams wanted too much money. He got paid in New York. He got $42 million in New York.
Okay.
We didn't have $42 million for Leonard Williams.
Right.
We didn't have $42 million for him. And Kenny Galladay's asking for $12+ million. We didn't have money for him either.
You think they go re-up Carr's contract?
That's what I love about Carr, because Carr's even looking to restructure his contract to open up cap space. He said that himself.
But they're going to extend them more years on without me. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, it depends how they restructure it. I don't know how they're going to restructure it. If I get some news on how they do that, then I will bring y'all the news. I try to bring y'all the news first and foremost. But once I get some news on that, then yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely.
All right, well, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for taking my call. I love the show. Love the Raiders. Tired of losing, man. Shit.
I mean,
I was born in '82. I know we won in '83.
Right.
I live right next to the Coliseum right now. No, not at all. But the reason I was growing up in Compton, we had the NWA and all that. So growing up, seeing all the Raider stuff, that's when I became. My mom a Raider fan, rest her soul. My brothers, cousins, aunts, everybody. But we got to start winning. And I think when we start winning, it's so many Raider fans, it's gonna be crazy, y'all.
Yeah, it's gonna be a dark time in the NFL when the Raiders start winning on a consistent basis. It's gonna be a dark day in the NFL.
Yeah, and I like Yannick's attitude. Like if the whole team took that mindset way he was talking.
Right. But thank you for calling in, man. Appreciate it, man. And have a good weekend. And every time we do this, you can always call up, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
All right, talk to you later.
All right.
I'm sorry I'm taking the calls. All right, so let's see who this is. Thank you for calling the Spotlight Raiders Talk with Darian. Who is this? We're calling and where you from?
It's Brian Ortiz.
Hey, Brian, what's going on, man? What's up with you?
Yeah, what's up, bro? I just wanted to say that about those other guys. I'm sorry, man, about that. It's crazy.
No, you good.
It's
all good, man. It's all good. Listen, I'm here to give y'all content. I'm here to hang out and rock with y'all. I don't take the negativity, any kind of way. It comes with the territory. If you don't have haters, you're not popping.
Yeah. what is one free agent cornerback do you think we should get? One.
One?
Just one that you would love.
Do I have options?
Yeah, any options.
Okay. So
yeah.
Of course everybody thinking about Richard Sherman. So the hour.
Yeah, Richard Sherman's good.
I still want to look at Kyle Fuller.
Shut the fuck up, you dumb fucking bitch, you fucking ugly bitch, you stop taking you ride the fucking tip, you fucking dumb nigger. You shut the fuck up, you fucking ugly fucking bitch, you fucking ride the fucking tip, and you fucking suck that shit, you fucking dumb fucking bitch, you fucking ride the fucking tip.
Weirdos, Joe. I got mad weirdos. Like I got mad weirdos on here, man. I think they can phase me. You really think that you can phase me? Y'all really think that y'all could phase me on here? Y'all can't. Y'all can't, man. Thank you for calling the Spotlight Raiders Talk with Darian. Who is this calling and where you from?
What's up? This is Leon. I'm from Oakland, California, man.
What's going on, man? What's up, man? What's going on with you?
Oh, man, I'm just chilling, man. First of all, thank you for having me on the line, man. I love what y'all doing.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it 100%.
That's what's up, man. Die hard Raider since 84, man. 84, baby, man. You know what I'm saying? And first of all, yeah, if you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping.
Right.
You know, straight up. And I love my Raider fans, but we be having a lot of ignorant Raider fans, man.
We do. We do. We got a lot of ignorant Raiders fans. Absolutely, man.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I just need your ID, my man. But now, I'm at work, so I'm doing a little bit mixed. I just wanted to say I do like the Kenyon Drake pick. I think we overpaid him a little bit. It's worth it, but I would have preferred Adrian Peterson, my man. You can come on in the back, my bro.
See,
that man still got it. Happy birthday.
So
that man still got it.
So I'm gonna be 100% with you here. Or the reason why we didn't go after Adrian Peterson, because Adrian Peterson can't catch out the backfield. That's the only.
We don't need him for the backfield.
No. Listen. Hear me out. This guy, Kenyon Drake, goes for 1,000 yards, over 1,000 yards from scrimmage, every single year he's been in the league. Every single year, 1,000 yards from scrimmage. So he just don't have to line up in the backfield. You could put Jacobs and Drake on the field at the same time, and Drake does not even have to be in the backfield.
No, I got you. I'm feeling the pick.
But think about this though. He's just good of a bruiser as Josh Jacobs. See, Kenyon Drake and Jacobs played the same role at Alabama. They both ran with running back with committee, so they know what their role is. Adrian Peterson wants to come in, right, and just want to be a bruiser. John Gruden is trying to make this offense a little bit more fluent now with two running backs on the field, which I like.
Right.
Yeah, you have, mind you, Alec Ingold is one of those good blockers too. So even if Josh Jacobs need a breather, Kenyon Drake can pick up the slack. And that was the difference between Booker and Drake. I think
pleasure to meet you.
And I think we didn't overpay for him because he was asking for 14, 16 million guaranteed, and we got him for 11. So he took a pay cut.
Right. No, I'm with you. Like I said, I'm with the Drake pick. The reason why I want Peterson, I know he can't really catch like that. You can't go ask him to go get in the slide, go out wide, and all of that type of stuff, right? But he still has that vision and that speed, and it's like, you know, just like how everybody wants Richard Sherman to come in and groom the corners. I just feel like he could have just groomed, you know what I'm saying, Josh Jacobs for that longevity, one. And with the zone scheme that we run, I mean, Peterson gonna get there to that second, third level consistently.
I think
now
Drake
the thing
could do
what he be missing reads sometimes, and that's, you know, because I know he's fast, he can run in the tackle, but he be missing them reads. So hopefully he can fix that up. If that vision is on point, then we got home run hitter. He home run potential every time, which Jacobs can't do. You know, Jacobs good for a consistent 20, 30, 40-yard run, but Drake, he can take that 80 yards to the house. You know what I mean? I do feel that element. But all in all, I'm going to make it quick and short, man. I like what we're doing in free agency. Of course, everybody was mad the other day when we didn't get no value from Rodney and Gabe, but now we got something. It's better than nothing. We got a hit on the pick. Oh, what's up with Jared Davis? I see he's out there.
No, Jared Davis.
Hey, what's up, man?
He was with the Lions, right?
Right, but I seen online he's a free agent right now.
I don't think so. I thought Jared Davis was signed with a team because I took him off my board.
Yeah.
Let me go.
Yeah, I haven't seen. That's what I was on Bleacher Report, and I'm sitting here. They saying available free agents. I'm seeing here Jared Davis, linebacker. Hold on, we got an opportunity again.
Yeah,
that's what it says.
I think he signed with Cincinnati, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay, so he might. Okay, so we probably couldn't afford him anyway, though. So
yeah, he signed with Cincinnati.
Okay, that was my main thing. And as far as like safety thing go,
it was the Jets.
He went to the Jets,
not the Jets. It was the Jets. It was the Cincinnati. My bad.
Okay, I was about to say, man, the Jets making moves, man.
They got the money.
Excuse if I cuss.
They got the money.
Yeah.
If we had, I feel like
they got the money.
Just imagine if the Patriots, if we had that Patriots salary cap or that Jets salary cap or the Jaguars, we would have made more moves. I think Sherman would have been here, Juju would have been here. It would have been some more moves, but we have to go at what we can do with the salary cap that we have.
Right. You know, everybody tripping on the John Brown. No, I think they really got faith in Ruggs and Edwards. And one thing I'm gonna reiterate, this is my first time talking to Raider Nation. If they hear me, Nick Saban said Henry Ruggs is gonna come in here and act like he was a walk-in every day. So I believe his work ethic might not come this year, but by year 3, he will for sure be a number 1 receiver. The hands is undeniable. His leaping ability is undeniable. Now, we do got red zone threats. Derek Carr is one of the best fade throwers in the NFL. When we get in that red.
Oh, I don't know what happened. He didn't mean, I didn't do anything. I didn't hang up the call, ladies and gentlemen. I think he might have lost signal of that nature. If you want to call back up, Leon, you could definitely call back up real quick and say what you had to say, because I don't know what just happened there. So y'all got 9 minutes to make your call. You have 9 minutes to make a call, y'all. 9 minutes, because I will be putting this at 5 o'clock. All right, so here we go. Thank you for calling the Spotlight Raiders Talk. This is Darian of the Spotlight Raiders Talk. What's going on, man?
Oh, what's up, man? I can't believe I got through. Hey, this is what's happening, bro? This is Exterminator Raider from Stockton, California. I'm down here in the Inland Empire. Just wanted to call in and give you my 2 cents.
All right, go ahead. You got the floor, man. It's all yours.
So let me tell you something. I think everyone is overreacting to everything. Let me tell you why. So people, I get it. I've been a Raider fan since '98. I get it. We haven't seen too many winning seasons. We want to see our boy. I remember when I was a kid, seeing the Raiders in the Super Bowl. I remember getting teased because my uncle just barely turned me into a fan a couple years before we lost. I get it. And we haven't seen our boys in the big game. I get it. I'm hungry. We're all hungry. But people are like, oh, John Gruden, he needs to do this. Oh, Derek Carr. Oh, this and that. Listen, last year, we were a Super Bowl caliber team. The only reason we didn't make it to the playoffs is because of that Paul Gunther. He's the reason why we didn't go. Now, we have the weapons. You know what I mean? We have the weapons on. Kind of think of it like this. Defense, we have the weapons. Abrams, Mullen, Crosby, even Malik Collins. They were all used in Corey Littleton, everybody. Like, we had even Joyner. They were all used in a way they were not supposed to be. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
Okay, but it's like giving, you know how I said weapons, right, on the defense?
Right.
We had a bunch of samurai swords and we had a bunch of daggers. And if you give that to a little ballerina, she ain't going to do nothing with it. And that's what Paul Guenther was. But when you bring in a mastermind on the defense, a ninja like like the DC we brought in, who's been in the game, who's won the big game, who has developed the Legion of Boom, that sort of thing. You give those weapons to a samurai, to a ninja like him, he's going to do some damage. A ballerina ain't going to do nothing with those daggers or nothing. But when you give him to a ninja, he's going to tear some shit up. You know what I mean? So that was the only reason why we weren't in the playoffs last year. The only reason. And people don't think every year that Gruden has been our coach, our wins have gone up. They only went up one win this year, but they went up. There hasn't been one year where he has, it's not like it's a roller coaster. We're on the way up. You know what I'm saying? So when people are like, so it's like, this and that, Gruden and Carter. No, Gruden is an offensive mastermind. We got that. And once we get somebody for the defense, bro, we're gonna light some shit up.
I agree with
and
you.
We got that.
I agree that Gruden can be an offensive mastermind, but he got to get with the age. Sometimes his offensive play calling is kind of old fashioned. He got to get with the Joneses and the way these fast paced offenses are. We got all this speed. We could do so much with this speed if you open up the playbook to where it could be a little gadget play here and there. Make the defense confused. You look at it, his offense has been very predictable. Don't get me wrong, Gruden is a great offensive mastermind. It can be, very predictable as well. So when it comes to
I get that, but go ahead.
So when it comes to John Gruden, I just feel like if he brings in a younger coordinator to give it that little spark to make us a little bit more flashy in some sorts, because we have the offensive players to look flashy in some sorts. Bring them in.
Oh yeah.
Because if you've seen, we do, even with the predictable offense, we do average 30 plus points a game, which is fine. But it's some things that in certain situations with Gruden, it kind of question marks me because it makes it very predictable. Like a few third downs and a few fourth downs was very predictable.
Right. No, I agree with that. And you know what? I agree with that. I'm going to say I'm agree with that maybe 35%. And the reason why is I know last year, not sure which games it was, but there was times it was like 32 and Gruden wanted to do a passing play. We got a guy named Josh Jacobs in the backfield. Why don't you run that damn ball up the middle or something? You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like, I get it. He makes some calls that, piss us off. But let me tell you this, though. Every coach is going to have those calls. I don't care if you're Bill Belichick. I don't care if you're Bruce Arians. You're going to make those calls that's like, for example, I don't know if you remember this. My boy, my favorite coach for a while, Pete Carroll, he had a dude named Marshawn Lynch in the backfield. He wanted to throw a passing play in the Super Bowl. And what happened?
I got a
2 yards away.
I got a question for you, though. Do you think
go ahead.
if Bill Belichick for the Patriots had Marcus Mariota, right, and it's fourth down in overtime,
he might just get him.
He might just get him. But just think about this: if you have Marcus Mariota on 4th and goal in overtime, do you kick the field goal or you give it to Marcus Mariota to run it in overtime, knowing that your defense is the worst in the league? You put this defense in a position to lose the game for us. That's what I mean about certain plays with John Gruden. It's some plays that is so like you get paid $100 million, but things can be simplified. You know your ability.
Yeah, you're right.
You know your ability in Marcus Mariota. He's right there at the 1 yard line in overtime. Scored a touchdown and forced them to score a touchdown instead of forcing them to go all the way down the field just to kick a field goal and win.
Right, I get that.
You know what I'm saying? So
I get that, but check this out, though. No, but I would say that Gruden, his play calling, this is my opinion, all right? But in my opinion, the games we lost, I would say had to do about maybe 25% of Gruden. Let's talk about the Miami game. We were about to win that motherfucker. Like, I was pumped, like, heck, there's no way we lose this game.
But why did he tell
Horrible defensive call.
Why did he tell Josh Jacobs to slide at the goal line? I hate that.
No, but check this out, though. It didn't come. Well, that's the thing. It didn't come down to Josh Jacobs. It came down to defensive play calling. Fitzmagic threw a what? What was it, like a 35? What was it, like a 35-yard? You rush two players and you drop everyone back because we cannot have them in field goal range. It's common sense.
It's common
sense. And this dude Gunther,
just imagine,
Gunther's over here like, oh.
Just imagine if Josh Jacobs would have scored that touchdown instead of sliding, they would have had to force themselves to score a touchdown instead of kicking a field goal. They beat us by a field goal.
I mean,
because we would have been up
4.
We would have been up 4 if Josh Jacobs would have scored instead of sliding at the goal line. We would have been up 4.
I guess this goes into, like, I guess both ways. It kind of, I get both ways. You know what we're talking about.
Right.
Okay. Let's talk about the second Kansas City game, which we should have won. Now that was big time.
That's big time
defensive. Defense. Yeah, and goes back to who I'm talking about. Just hearing his name, I just want to punch something. That dude Gunther, dude, he cost us so much last year. But let's put this in perspective too. People were like, "Oh, we're not doing nothing, blah blah blah." But look who we beat last year. We beat the Chiefs. We beat the Saints. We beat playoff teams last year. We're this close, and people think that we're starting from the bottom. We're this close, and in my opinion, Gruden just made a hell of a move by signing Gus Bradley. I think he's the missing piece because once he has a whole off season. He's already signed players I think are going to make a difference. The Raiders are known as that team that signs players. The players come over here and they change their careers around. Maybe you heard of Nelson Aguilar. You know what I mean? So that's just one example. But my thing, like Solomon Thomas, you know what I mean? I know that dude's a beast. I know David Irving's going to do some damage next year for sure. I have no doubt. But he's going to know how to maneuver these guys. He's going to know where to place them. Okay, you're best right here. We might see David Irving and Cleveland Farrell in the middle this year. We won't, getting Ngakoue and Crosby on the outside. I don't think we'll see clearing Farrell or Irving on the outside as much as we used to. But I think that's a good idea in my opinion. But, this dude, I think, it's not a player that we need to turn this around. It was a coach. And we got a defensive-minded coach, and I know he's going to wreck some shit.
Yeah, definitely going to wreck some shit.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you on some things. Hopefully, I wasn't really a big fan of Gus Bradley because his defense had a slump with the Chargers last year, but I had to look into it knowing that.
But they had a lot of injuries, though.
Right. That's why I said I had to look into it because they had mad injuries. Because even when he was with the Legion of Boom and he was with the Chargers with Bosa and Ingram healthy, they was a top 5 defense. So I think if Gus Bradley can bring in the right personnel, we could be that too. We just got to bring in the right personnel, and I think the Raiders are doing it.
Yeah,
the right way.
And my thing is too, I think Gus Bradley saw that. He's like, damn, like Bosa and all my key dudes are hurt. I need depth. And what he do right now? He got really depth heavy on the defensive line. He brought back Morrow, so we got depth on the linebacking core, which I'm pretty sure we'll address in the draft. So he's getting quality, not just starters, but depth players. Because I feel like last year he's like, damn, I'm just, scraping from the bottom of the barrel trying to get my defense to survive. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I see that he's out here like, look, I'm pretty sure he sat Coach down and was like, look, we're not doing shit until you get me my edge. I don't give a fuck what you want to do. I need my edge. And I'm sure Coach was like, you know what? Who do you want? I want the number one player out there. Who's that? Ngakoue. And he wouldn't go and get him. So I know that Coach Gruden and Bradley have a really strong connection going back to the Tampa days. And, I mean, what happened with that? You know what I mean? They won themselves a ring. So I feel that even with our offensive line, people, I'll be honest, me, I was kind of like, damn, our offensive line just got tore up. You know, Hudson's not here no more. Jackson's not here no more. That cancer, Trent Brown ain't here no more. So it's like, you know, what's going to happen? But what he do? He brought back quality players. He brought back Camito. He brought back Good. And right there, that's your guards right there, in my opinion. You got Incognito on the left side. You got Good on the right side. They might go first on the right tackle because they haven't signed nobody yet for the right tackle. And I'm sure as hell not going to run with Sam Young. That's for damn sure.
Oh, they
not. I'll tell you what, I'll trust me blocking. I'm only 6 foot, 250 pounds. I'll trust me blocking before I trust Sam Young. You know what I mean?
Right.
Protecting Derek Carr's blind side. You know what I mean? So, but and you also have Colton Miller. So, and people are sleeping, and I do mean that they are sleeping on Andre James. You guys have no idea. And I'm not saying you in particular. I'm just saying there's fans out there I've talked to. They don't know about Andre James.
A lot of people.
Andre James is a monster.
I don't know. Listen, he's very unproven. He's very unproven, and he's going to have to prove to the nation that he could get that number one center spot. Because we brought in Nick Martin, and Nick Martin is a veteran, so Nick Martin's really, really good too. So he's going to have some competition.
Yep.
So it's going to be Andre James' jobs to lose.
And that's where I go to also. You're right. He doesn't have that much playing time, so he has to prove himself. I get it. But from the times he has played, which was like one game for Rodney Hudson, and Rodney Hudson came back the next game. But I've seen him in preseason games. I've seen him at UCLA, which he didn't play center, but the dude's still, he's still a beast. But with Martin signing, I don't know if people know this, but Martin only allowed 1 sack all year last year. So we got 2 quality centers. They're going to be, duking it out for that starting position. And they're both quality players. So people, I get it. We always have that, Colton Miller, Ronnie Hudson, Gabe Jackson. We've had them for a while. And they get disbanded, and people want to panic because we're so used to that quality line. But tell you what, John Gruden, he has Kenyon Drake, he has Josh Jacobs to run the ball, and he has to protect Derek Carr. He knows that. He knows that if he doesn't have a quality O-line, we're not doing nothing. And that's in any game. But I'm just saying that the packages he rolls, he needs a quality offensive line. So my thing is, I think people are just a little too used to familiar faces. Give it a chance. You got to trust the process because, like I said, he's been making signings where people are like, oh, who the heck is this Nelson Aguilar? That's Mr. Brickham. That's Mr. And he comes over here and tears it up. You know what I mean? He's bringing people in here that people are like, whatever. He puts them in position to maximize their skills, and then people are like, oh, I want to jump on it. But the minute that he brings one in, like an Antonio Brown, a Trent Brown, people are like, oh, man, Gruden, he ain't bringing nobody in here. Can we all agree that those two, no matter how much of assholes they are, Trent Brown and Antonio Brown, they are elite talent? So he didn't bring them in here, on purpose to ruin this team. He brought them in here to win. They started to throw their little hissy fit. That's on them. But Gruden has done nothing but haul in quality type players. And when people see that it backfires, which it will, this won't be the last time. I mean, it happens on every team. But when it backfires, oh, we gotta throw tomatoes at Gruden. Oh, we gotta throw tomatoes at Mayock. Nah, we got 2 of the top football minds on our side. Trust the process. It's gonna happen. just trust me. This is the year. I kind of feel like we were getting our feet wet. Gruden was getting his feet wet, like you said. Oh, he has to catch up with the game. I kind of feel like he is. And that goes back to what I was saying in the first place. Our win percentage is going up. It has never went down with John Gruden. And people don't acknowledge that. And I will. And I want people to remember that next time they're trying to, talk some mess on my boy Chucky. Because this dude is a mastermind. Mayock is a mastermind. They're getting their feet wet. Next year, I feel like they're just going to dive in and just, silence all the critics and all the haters.
I'm gonna just say what I'm gonna turn this down because I know you like your background and everything, but I'm gonna just say this.
Oh, my bad.
I don't mind trusting the process, right? My only issues that I have with John Gruden is he's not the John Gruden that we thought that we had back then. That nonchalant, don't give a F attitude, John Gruden. And my problem is when he gets into press conferences after losses, he beats around the bush at press conferences. Where are you going to hold, as a head coach, where are you going to hold your players accountable for certain losses? That's my only issue with John Gruden. I have I got a problem with some of his play calling. That's another thing. I have a problem with some of his play calling. But John Gruden he has to get out of his old ways when it comes to play calling. He got to get out of his old ways. We cannot have a 1998, 1999, 2000 offense where all these high-flying offenses are mixing and maxing to a point where, we don't know who we're going to defend this week. Defenses come into John Gruden. Defense comes into John Gruden like, I already know what John Gruden and his offense is going to do. That's how predictable it is. So as far as him,
and you know what? I agree.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's why I feel like when it comes to personnel, yes, John Gruden can bring the personnel in, but the question is, who are you going to hold accountable when things go wrong? And he has not done that since he's been here. He has not held none of these players accountable. Like he let these players do whatever they want on the offseason. You see what happened with Damon Arnett. You see what happened with Trent Brown. You see with the whole situation with Trent Brown. He just beat around the bush with stuff. Be up front. Like, listen, these guys, this and that. Be up front. What are you scared of saying?
Okay, yeah, that I agree with. Yeah. Okay, yeah. You know what? I agree with that 100,000%. You're right. But you know what? Going back to his play calling, like I was saying, this dude was given 10 years, $100 million, all guaranteed. So he's going to be here for a while. You know what I mean? So my thing is, I think he's getting his feet wet right now. It took his first year, he didn't have shit. You know what I mean? Obviously, we got 4 wins out of that or something. The next year, we got 7 wins. This year, we got 8 wins. So he's getting his feet wet. But what really made me think okay, he's going to change it up. We just signed Kenyon Drake. That dude, I'm pumped about it. I know a lot of Raider Nation isn't pumped about it. Me, I am stoked because we got a 2-head monster in the backfield. Kenyon Drake, we're not, they were saying that they're not going to call him the backup running back. They're going to call him the Joker. So he's going to be in the slot. He might be out wide. He might be, motioning out the back. Who knows? But
I got a question for that,
Gruden,
though. I got a question for that. You go out and get a Kenyon Drake, right? But you had that in Lynn Bowden Jr. where you drafted him last year.
Well, let's okay.
I did a full
thing about this though.
Let me finish. I did a whole thing
go
on
ahead,
Lynn
go
Bowden
ahead.
Jr. The guy has 1,600 yards from scrimmage. He played wide receiver and a little bit of the running back due to the injuries at Kentucky.
Yeah.
And he had to play a little bit of quarterback. So you could have made him definitely a joker in this offense. You get a guy, you trade him to Miami for a linebacker that's no longer with the Raiders. So what did we really get?
So check this out. We never got to see Lynn Bowden Jr. Obviously with COVID, we didn't have no preseason games, blah, blah, blah. But we never got to see him play on the field. You know what I mean? We got to see him stretch and whatever on the videos, whatever. But we obviously don't know what's happening behind the scenes. So for one, I know they were saying that Lynn Bowden couldn't block. He wasn't a good blocker out the backfield. Obviously, we know Josh Jacobs will rough someone up. My boy, Jalen Richard, he will rough someone up. But that's what I heard, that he was bad at blocking. Now, another thing is, I'm pretty sure he was brought in for that Joker-type style. But like I said, not just you or me, but no one in the Raider Nation saw this dude play a full practice. No one saw, because, college and the pros are two different territories. They're two different, you know what I mean? Like, it's different.
But you don't. If you feel like if he doesn't fit the system, why draft him there? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Why? If you feel as though if you feel as though that he's if he didn't fit the system, he didn't block. Y'all seen all of this about him. What was the point in drafting him?
Because that's exactly what we thought we were getting. It's one thing, like you said, the COVID thing. We didn't get to work him out. We didn't get to do preseason. They saw him in practice. They didn't like what they saw. And let's be honest, when was the last time the Raiders?
You try to make him something that he's not, and that's my problem with John Gruden when it comes to certain players. You can't make certain players that they not. His number one position was wide receiver. He had to play running back and play quarterback due to injuries at Kentucky. So he was forced into them roles. We all knew when we drafted him, we drafted him as a wide receiver. You tried to bring him in and let him play running back, and that's where he was set up to fail. He was set up to fail, and that's what my thing was, is that I felt like we didn't give him enough of a chance. Yes, he did have the off the field issues, which a lot of players do. Which a lot of players do. Like a Damon Arnett, he had some off the field issues too. But at the same time, I just feel like with the COVID year and no training camp, we really couldn't know if he was proven or not. We just shipped him away, not really giving him a chance.
But I kind of feel like it was a strong message. Something happened. I don't know exactly what. Something happened in camp where they were like, look, we can't go through with this dude. Because tell me exactly when, because I don't remember. What was the last time the Raiders traded a draft pick before the season started? Ever. You know what I mean? Like, we don't do that.
Antonio Brown.
And
Antonio Brown was there.
Wait, what?
Antonio Brown, when we traded him, that was in the offseason.
No, a person that we drafted and then we traded them before the season started. We didn't draft Antonio Brown. What I'm saying is, like, Lynn Bowden, we drafted him, but we got rid of him before the season started. When was the last time we did that? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like let's put that on hold. When he went to Miami, what did he do in Miami? He didn't do nothing.
Well, I mean, they had a lot of weapons in Miami. They had a lot of weapons in Miami. And the thing about it is, though, he still is with Miami. At least they gave him a shot to play in games, because it's been times when Lynn Bowden had 8 receptions for 86 yards and a touchdown. He has the talent.
I'll give you know what? You're right. I'll give you that.
I just feel like we didn't give him a chance.
I'll give you that.
I think we would, if you would have gave him a chance.
You're right. I'll give you that. That's true.
If we would have gave him a chance and then traded him, I would have been fine with that. But we watched his hand. We watched hands with him so quickly. We didn't give him a shot.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be in the NFL.
So my thing is, this is what I think.
He's going to be in the NFL for a while. It's just that he got to see where he fits in an offense. And I think right now,
I hope he does. Go ahead.
So my thing is this.
Go ahead.
So I'm gonna just end it with this, right? I wasn't a big fan of John Gruden coming back, because I'm not a big fan of old coaches. We are in a league now where the coaches are getting younger and the older coaches are retiring. I understand Gruden's been out so long, but he's still considered an old coach. You see how the office is working with a Sean McVay. You see what McVay does, coming from being an offensive coordinator from the Washington football team and almost beating Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. Went to the Super Bowl with that Rams team. Turned that team around with that offense. That's all they really needed, because they always had a defense. They just needed an offense. It's just the young coaches are getting it done now. Then with the older coaches are getting it done now. Yes, and this is why I mean, I live in Philadelphia. So I used to follow Andy Reid before he went to Kansas City. And Andy Reid always made sure, as a head coach, he kept up with the Joneses. He kept up with the changing of the NFL. That's all I'm asking for John Gruden to do, is to keep up with the Joneses. Do some better gadget plays. We did gadget plays, and you see how successful we was in the gadget plays that we made this past year. If you do 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 of those within a 17-week season, I will be satisfied. But I just need
let me end with this.
I just need John Gruden to hold his players accountable, better game management, and open up your playbook wide open this year. It got to be wide open this year.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it has to. This is do or die. I hear you. But let me end with this. Andy Reid is a perfect example. He is a great coach. He took a really long time to win the big one. My boy John Gruden, you know, he was a young coach when he won the Super Bowl in Tampa. He was a young coach when he got us to where we were back in the early 2000s, late 90s. He was getting it done as a young coach. But when you're off the game for all those years and do, you know, TV and then all of a sudden come back, in my opinion, to improve every year after you've been away from the game for so long, and for Andy Reid to take all that time to win the big one, and it didn't take John Gruden that long, for one.
Let's be realistic here. Let's be realistic here. I gotta cut you off right there, because let's be honest, he didn't build that team in Tampa Bay. That was Tony Dungy's team. He won that with Tony Dungy's team. He didn't build that team in Tampa Bay. He did.
No, but he did build the Raiders, though.
He built the Raiders. He built the Raiders, and we still.
But the Raiders won the Super Bowl.
The Raiders went to the Super Bowl with Bill Callahan because that was his understudy. You see what I'm saying? Think about what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I mean,
he had
but,
an understudy.
But who ended up beating us, though?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, he beat us with a Tony Dungy team. Outside of that one Raiders team that he built, what team that he really built on his own and was successful? Think about it.
Well, I mean, before the Raiders, I mean, what did he really do?
Before Andy Reid came to the Eagles, how trash the Eagles was before Andy Reid got there. Andy Reid turned them into an immediate impact. And I'm not talking about Kansas City Andy Reid. I'm talking about Philadelphia Andy Reid, because I live here.
Oh yeah, I remember Deshaun Jackson and McNabb. I remember them days.
And then I see Youngblood put in the chat. He said, last time I checked, Bruce Arians took the Bucs to the Super Bowl and he was 70 years old, which is understandable, but he built that team. He went in free agency in the draft and built that team with Antoine Winfield. He went free agency and took Shaq Barrett away. He went and got Adamakin Sue. He went out and got players that was experienced for him to go to the Super Bowl. All they was missing was a quarterback, and they end up getting Tom Brady there. All I'm saying for John Gruden
I mean, it's Tom Brady. You know what I mean?
All I'm saying for John Gruden is I want him to build, but I don't want to see the same shit he did last year.
Yeah, but you know what? It's going to be different. Trust me. I'll be back on your show, and, you know, it'll be playoff time next year. I'm going to be like, hey, you remember Exterminator Raider? I remember what I said?
I'm going to do these calls. Listen, I'm going to do these calls, man. It's playoff for bust for us, man. It's playoff for bust.
Yep, exactly. Hey, man, but hey, we went into each other, Exterminator Raider. If I ever see you, we got to throw some back and watch the game and chill. You know what I mean?
Facts,
so
absolutely.
Much love, bro. I appreciate you having me on your show. And stay up. One love. Raider Nation all day.
Raider Nation all day. Let's go. So there you have it, guys. There you have it. I don't know who this is right here. Hold on for a second. Hello?
Hey, hello. This is Raider Rex from Killarney's in Huntington Beach.
Say that again?
Raider Rex. Huntington Beach.
What's going on, Raider Rex? What's up, man? You calling me from my personal phone? What's going on?
Oh, I'm sorry. That was your phone you had, the number you had the other day, and I wrote it down just to maybe I want to talk with you and everything.
No, it's you good, bro. You still on the live, man. We gonna talk real quick because I do gotta we do gotta end it real quick. 5:30, I'm ending it. So what's the call that you had for us, man?
Well, I just wanted to say that you guys are talking a lot about Gruden right now and stuff. If you look at history of the Raiders, I can understand why he went out and got Drake to get a second power back, because it does take some of the weight off of Jacob, who is young, and you don't want to beat him up in his first couple of years. You want him to build up strength. So he's got a 1-2 punch, which will really work good for the offense. You got to keep the offensive line strong. No matter who you got back there, if you do not have an offensive line, everybody's going to get creamed in the backfield.
Absolutely.
Offensive line opens up holes, protects their quarterback, will make any quarterback look good if you give him the time. They'll make any running back look good if you open up holes. So we have to have a good line for all these years after 2002. They went on the downhill for, I guess, like 5 years afterwards, and the line was gone. So I told people every year they got to build the line. They never did during those times. Last year we had a line, but our line that we started with only played together as a team line for 3 downs. Somebody got hurt, and the next thing you know, we're down to 4 starters. Somebody gets hurt. The line never played together after that. So we do need the line. Gruden himself, if you look at his history with the Raiders, he did build up the Raiders from ground zero, basically. If you look at his 4 years with the Raiders, every year got progressively better. On the 5th year, Al Davis traded him in the middle of the night to the Buccaneers, which, yes, you're right. He did take over Tony Dungy's team, which is true. But the Raiders got Callahan. Callahan never did that with the Raiders because they're running off of Gannon, who learned all this stuff from Gruden. So Gannon took them to the Super Bowl. Now, you're in the Super Bowl. We would have played any other team in 2002. We would have won the Super Bowl. But instead, we played against our old coach, who had it out for us because he was pissed off at Al at the time. And he knew all the plays and what he trained his defense what to look for. You see Tim Brown do this, be ready for that. After the game was over, even Lynch said that they were doing things that we got trained for. Callahan, on the other hand, he never really changed anything. And once he realized we're going to the Super Bowl to play Gruden, he tried to make different plays. That ain't going to work. We got killed in that Super Bowl. After that, I think it was more mentally that the Raiders just fell apart through those years. Now, here we are again. We have Gruden. And if you look at his years, he got projected, went down to 0 again, and built the team up. He's in the middle of his building progress. This year, I expected to make the playoffs, but not go very far. Where this year coming up, I expect to be in the playoffs and go up as far as we can go. Now, the defense really what killed us last year. Our offense was up there. All of the games we won, we had high-scoring games pretty much. And our defense let the other team score pretty high. So, yes, we were hurting defensively. Whether or not it was the defensive coach's fault or because we didn't have good enough players, our offense was there. If you look at it, we really only lost about 3 or 4 games. Literally, we lost them outright. The close games we should have won, our defense led us through. They lost it for us. So this year I was expecting them to build the defense. COVID messed up everything for everybody. Now our front line is starting all over again. Keeping my fingers crossed that we can make the playoffs, but we have to establish the offensive line. Last thing I want to say is I love hearing you talk. I love hearing Samoan Raider talk. And I liked it when the 4 of you guys with the other couple nights back. With
Graphk Raider and Raider Honcho.
Yeah, I watched that too. And it was really a really neat thing. I started thinking about today, thinking, you know what, we ought to call them boys.
We call us dumb boys.
Them boys. Before you guys would get together, boys, like that, it's like, that's them boys, man. They talking Raiders out there. I have been a Raider fan, diehard, since '74. Yeah, so I've gone through all these highs and lows, and in reality, we only had 3 good years. The years we won the Super Bowls. Because when you get to the Super Bowl and you lose, nobody remembers you. They remember the winning team. So we had 3 good years, a couple of so-so years, and then the rest of them were just playing the seasons out, however far you get in the playoffs. But I really expected to be in the playoffs last year with like a 10 or 11 something record. This year I expected to be even further beyond that, into the playoffs, possibly even be in the Super Bowl. So thank you very much for letting me have my little 5 minutes of fame on your program. I love you guys. It's good to see you guys, especially during these times, because technically I'm unemployed and still at home.
Yeah. Same here too. That's why I'm on here all the time now. This is my job now until I can actually find me a job because of this COVID stuff.
You guys do a good job. I enjoy hearing you. I enjoy Samoa Raider, man. It's like that guy's. I love that guy. He's great.
Yeah, he's a good guy, man. Shout out to Samoan Raider, man. Shout out to Samoan Raider. Shout out to Graphk Raider, Raider Honcho. Shout out to all those guys, man. I love being on the show with them. I appreciate you calling into the show. Even though it was my personal phone number that you called, but I take it. Say what?
I sent you $10 for your program on the super chat.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate all the love. And if I didn't get to anybody's super chat, I do apologize. These phone calls can take a long time, but I do appreciate everybody in the chat, and I appreciate you calling up, bro. I really do.
Yeah, I appreciate you hearing me. And also, too, if you ever Google on the internet, best place to go see the Raider game at the bars, and you look under California, you're going to see Killarney's. And for a while there, they've been calling Killarney's like the #1 Raider bar in the nation. That's why a lot of people really don't know, but like I guess up north used to be Mikey's, I think it was, or something like that up north.
I think Ricky, yeah.
Yeah, in California. I understand you're in Philadelphia. My ex-girlfriend is from Philadelphia.
Oh, man.
Philadelphia girls are a little wild compared to California girls.
Right.
It was cool. It was cool. It was all great. But, yeah, like I said, I'm watching you right now. I get the volume down low so I can talk to you on the phone. But thank you very much for everything. I enjoy you guys' programs. I catch Graphk Raider, too. He sounds like he's from New York or somewhere back east.
Who? Raider Honcho?
No, Graphk Raider.
No, Graphk Raider's on the West Coast. He's on the West Coast too.
He sounds East Coast the way he talks, because he's real fast in talking. And I noticed when you guys did the 4 get-togethers, Samoan Raider's out here on the West Coast, and so he kind of get real quiet in a way.
Okay, that's
I enjoy watching you guys. I get all my update news in the graphics, or should I say right now, in the signings and stuff from you guys. So I like to stay on top of what's going on, too. And like I said, I've been a diehard since '74. Love the Raiders, man, till I die. My place is, like, one of my bosses said I had a museum. I got a lot of autographs, too.
Facts.
But I enjoy you guys, man. I love seeing you guys. I love watching you guys' programs if I get the chance to get in there.
Thank you so much for calling in, big guy. One of the OG fans. I call him OG. So thank you, OG, for
OG from back in the days, and we still out there raging for my team. I watched it from the beginning of the game to the clock says 0-0, win or lose.
Facts.
Some people walk out early, but I'm there till the end.
Facts, absolutely. Thank you for calling in. Really appreciate it. Have a good weekend, man.
Hey, thanks for having me, and you have a good weekend. You be safe out there too, all you guys.
All right, you too.
Bye-bye.
And that was Rex Raider, ladies and gentlemen. That was Rex Raider. And man, what a show. What a show that we had. So for everybody that's in the chat right now, because I know it's past 5:30, I was supposed to get off at 5:15. Put y'all ratings of this show. I think this is one of the best shows. I think it's one of the best shows we had this week, in my opinion. Put it in there, rank it from 1 to 10. How do y'all consider this show? This show. Because I think this is one of the best shows of the week since we started Monday into now. I think this is one of the best shows. This was definitely top notch. This was definitely a top notch show. I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it so much that this was a top notch show. 10, we just got here 35 seconds ago. Hey, is this your first time ever being at the YouTube page, y'all? We would suggest that y'all subscribe, hit the bell button, y'all. And just to let y'all know that I am not taking any more calls. Rex Raider was the last one because he called on my personal phone. So with that being said, make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It was a heck of a show, man. We're going to have these shows every single day, Monday through Sunday, same time, same place, and we're going to talk Raiders until the season starts. Keeping the call-in show, keeping everything running, man, out there. I mean, they're all good shows. Don't get me wrong. They're all good shows, but I mean, Eddie Linto says, who is our number one receiver? I think Edwards should be. Edwards should be our 1-2, man, but thank y'all so much, man, for being on here. I love y'all. I got to get off. I got to get myself together. Thank y'all so much, man. And I got to go visit family. Have a good weekend. I will see y'all at 4 o'clock tomorrow, from 4 to 6 tomorrow. If I change it, I will put it in my community post. But 4 to 6 tomorrow, man. Another live call-in show for the Free Agent Frenzy. Thank y'all so much, man. Love y'all. Spotlight Raiders Talk. I am out of here. And be blessed, stay safe, and have a great weekend, ladies and gentlemen.
Once a Raider, bruh, always a Raider, bruh. Shit simple as that. You look silver and black. Lot of bread invested in that O-line. Car insurance cost the arm and the leg to reach that goal line. It's go time.